of like the immediate follow-ups.
Yeah, at which point I think it really just enters into a lead from any other stage that goes into just a long-term follow-up sequence, where we would probably flip to, well, I think we had talked about like every 2 weeks for a couple of outreaches, and then taking over to a monthly. But yeah, I would consider that the start of a long-term follow-up.
What type of long-term follow-up do you guys usually do? Like text message, phone calls?
Yes.
More mailers? Okay. So you want to continue on that?
Email if we've exchanged email, but typically phone calls and text messages.
Okay. And this long-term follow-up, would it be exactly the same as other long-term follow-ups?
I think so. Mike, you agree?
One more time.
So basically, what we were working on was somebody submits. We started with like if somebody submits an inquiry on our web form. So lead comes in. What it's going to do is it's going to ring the buyer right away. So Go High Level is going to receive that lead. It's going to ring the buyer and say,
it's called Call Connect.
Call Connect, and it's going to say, basically, this person just submitted a lead. Do you want to connect? And if the buyer says yes, then it'll call out to ring that person immediately once they've submitted that web form. If either they don't answer, let's just say that they don't answer, they're going to go into a sequence where they're going to be hit every single day. I think they're going to be hit later that day at first, like within 4 hours. And then every single day for the first 7 days, and then like every other day through day 13. And then now we're going into a long-term follow-up.
Yeah.
So this is basically, we didn't reach them in any of those first 2 week contact attempts. So the question is, at that point, they're going to enter into a long-term follow-up sequence that looks like pretty much any other long-term, anybody else who we just can't get a hold of, no matter where the lead came from or what stage they were in.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Cool. So if that's the case, I think we're going to call this a stage, so that when it's in a pipeline, well, no, because we'll probably, yeah, we could just keep it a stage. So like in the opportunity, anytime anybody gets to, like, this one's a web form, but if it's some other sort of submission, anytime somebody gets to the end of that particular workflow, like right now we're talking about the web form, we can send them to the opportunity stage in the pipeline. That's just called long-term follow-up. Pipeline, long-term follow-up. That way, you guys know, like, all the people that are in the long-term follow-up, you'll see their cards in that specific stage. And because they're in that stage, they'll be going through that long-term follow-up sequence, whatever that looks like.
Perfect.
All right, so we got a long-term follow-up stage to deal with. Cool. All right, what else we got? Going back to the top here. We got some chaos, a little bit of chaos. We've got web submission, then we've got general phone number rings everyone first. So I'm like way back up at the top. Let's make this, you guys see where I'm at here? I guess you see my screen too. Then this general phone number, this is the general phone number on the website.
So I think there's probably a few different first steps, and then it's going to mirror what happened with the web form. depending on the result of that. So we basically have to decide, all right, somebody answers and has a productive conversation. That's one direction. And then nobody answers. What happens?
Yes.
And that's probably where it's still going to look very similar to the web form. The first text message may just look a little different. Sorry, we missed you. We're going to call right back or book a time on our calendar.
All right, so we're going to make this. So general phone number on website. Rings everyone first. So it'll do like a ring all type of thing. I think Go High Level does ring all. Let's see. So many features, it's hard to keep track of them all. Ring incoming call to multiple users, up to 7.
That's fine.
Okay, it's possible. It's a thing. Where were we here? Okay. Oops. Bring all users. So it's going to bring all users and someone hopefully picks up. So we're going to have a branch here because I guess there is a world where no one picks up.
Yep.
No buyers answer. Buyer answers.
Okay. Yeah.
What was your question?
Well, I think we'll get to it on the no buyer answers branch. It was basically going to be before nobody answers, could AI answer?
Yes, we can have AI answer 100%.
I would love to have an AI answer.
I'd rather that than nobody answer. So it rings everybody picking up for 20 seconds. AI picks up. I don't know, something like that.
I think we can do that like workflow, like if no user picks up, then have it go to the AI answering service, basically is what it is. I know there is an AI answering service, like an AI voice agent. I haven't built it into that specific workflow, but we'll go down that road. So AI answers if no one else does.
I mean, depending on how good it is, we could explore that just being the first step, and then it ports it to somebody. But we'll try this workflow first, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather a human answer if possible.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's weird because everybody's always like, "Oh, I want AI to do everything in my life," and then the moment you get on the phone with like Verizon or like your cell provider, and you're like trying to get them, like the robot, to do what you want, nobody wants to listen and talk to AI. So I think it's like a really weird paradigm.
Yeah. Observation.
Okay, so we've got no one answer, no buyers answer, AI answers. Then if we have buyer answers, what's your guys' workflow for this currently when a buyer answers? Is it?
Well, in that document over to the left, I mean, that is our current workflow, or our opportunity stages, if you will. And so it's going to be a qualification / disqualification process. So, will they move to a not qualified dead lead, or will they move to essentially that deal prep stage?
Okay. We'll just call this pipeline stages. Okay, good. I had forgotten about this white sheet. It wasn't connected to anything. So we should probably connect that to something on the web submission too, somewhere in here. Buyer ring, buyer connects the call, seller picks up the phone. Okay, probably go from there to there. Okay, so now there's like an actual connection, so I won't forget about that there. So buyer answers, it goes into that workflow stage. So right now we're really working on like what happens if nobody answers? Like what's the follow-up sequence for all of these? So if no buyer answers, we have AI pick up. What do you want the AI to do? Do you want them to like book calls, collect information?
I think both. I
Mhm.
wouldn't try to overcomplicate it, but basically just we would want them to collect what county they own in, if they know how many acres they own, potentially if they have an asking, like how much they're, essentially what is their asking price. There's a better way to ask that, but and then I would propose like an attempted connection with our buyers if there's a way to build that in before hanging up. Like, hey, I'm going to try to connect you with Casey or whatever. I don't know.
AI call connect. Go high level. I know they were talking about doing this type of thing. Oh, where'd it go? I don't know where it landed.
And if not, then just a simple setting the appointment.
Connects the caller to the human agent under certain conditions. So it can do that. See if it tells us, can the AI... So we can, yes, the agent can be configured to transfer calls to human agents based off of specific conditions you define. So we are able to do that. If you were the user or if you were the seller and you just went through these qualifying questions and the AI was like, hey, do you want me to try to connect you with a buyer again? And if the buyer didn't pick up, how would that make you feel?
I mean, I was already thinking through that. I would probably want the AI to tell me from the beginning, hey, I'm picking up because our agents or whatever are currently on the other line. Can I collect just a few pieces of information and I'll try to reconnect you again? That way they're kind of set up for, okay, there's going to be a couple questions. They're going to try to connect me again with a live person. And then if somebody's still not available, just like an apology that, nobody could connect and set an appointment. I mean, that's just the reality.
I'm thinking about the complexity of just that piece in itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to get pretty complex pretty quickly, building that out. So I'm wondering, like, it's a great idea. Again, it's going to take a while to like hammer that out and make sure there's no hiccups. I'm wondering if you could just get if it would be okay to have the AI just book a call with one of your buyers, and then your buyers are going to get notified like, hey, AI just booked a call.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can call back like when they're actually available, because that workflow sequence is way easier to build. We can try both, see which one works quicker, but we talked about in the beginning which buyer is closest to the house, which is going to take the most time. This one's going to be a little bit complicated to build, and it's so
I don't think
there's that to just think about.
I think it's something that, like, let's start simple as you proposed. And I'd almost just like to keep a note to the side on the Miro board, like, possible future.
So eventually what you want to happen is collect info, or say like, sorry, agents are busy.
I think my main thought is just, we know that when you've got someone on the line, like that's when the iron's hot.
Yeah.
So it's just maximizing the opportunity to keep that person on the line. But I'm fine with starting with what you proposed as just to get our workflow built, and that does the job, and then we can always work to improve it.
Yes, work to improve, build the MVP, and then improve out from there. Okay, so start simple here. Eventually, sorry, buyers. Sorry, buyers are busy. Let me collect some information, then I'll try to reconnect you once we're done. If not, we can schedule a calendar appointment, says the AI. Okay, understood. Then AI answers, no one else does. Have the AI do its thing.
Appointment scheduled, appointment not scheduled, right?
Yes. Appointment scheduled. Okay. So appointment scheduled. That's easy. We're just going to do, this is just the appointment follow-up sequence. Appointment follow-up sequence. And that's basically the same thing, Paden, you've been seeing every time we have an appointment. We can change the words in it when we get there, but like generally it's going to be the same.
So I think this enters our other, what we just defined on the web form. Basically, an agent needs to get a task to follow up, and then it's going to go through that exact same workflow if we don't get them on the phone.
Yeah, where do we connect it?
Right. I would say above that, where buyer does or doesn't connect.
Buyer cannot connect call, so right here.
I think above, well, I guess it's basically a task is set to call, buyer calls, and then we enter that seller doesn't pick up or seller does pick up.
Yeah, so what is this one? This one's floating around here. I think this is a duplicate. Yeah, there we go. I think that got, because that's this here. So if there's no appointment booked, okay, so appointment not scheduled. SMS, hey seller, it's buyer. We got your request for an offer. This is a buyer. So maybe we should change that message. So it's like we acknowledge like, hey, sorry, we couldn't pick up your call type of thing. Sorry, we couldn't get to you. And then we can go move that sequence down to this create a task.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so appointment not scheduled. All right, so how do we acknowledge what they just went through in a text message? So what did they go through? They called, no buyer picked up. AI could have collected some information because this is an appointment not scheduled. They could have just been like, I'm not talking to robot, click, see you later. But we do have their phone number at this point. So here's the other thing we have to think about is your number on your website. Is that number only on your website, or is that like your general business phone number that past clients, current clients, all clients will call?
Well, we can alter that because right now there are multiple Trigo entities, and right now, as it stands in this very moment, Trigo Royalty is basically a sub-page, subdomain of the broader Trigo empire. But we're going to branch that off, and so we're going to have our landing pages. But we're also going to set up a separate TrigoRoyalty.com that is not associated directly with Trigo EXP. And therefore, we can define that fresh. We can put whatever number on our website.
Okay. Yeah, and we can buy all those numbers through. You can buy them all in Go High Level. So once you get your A2P verified, you can buy as many numbers as you want, and you can kind of connect them however. And the reason I ask that is because something I found out early in my career is like when you build these things, and you're like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then a current client calls that phone number and nobody picks up. And then they're like, "Hey, seller, sorry, we couldn't make your call." And you're like, "Oh, that sounds bad." Yeah. So we either have to have this be like, it almost doesn't really matter what the phone number is, but we have to be able to say, if this is a new client, if this is a new seller, do this. If it's not a new seller, like if we have this contact already, do something different completely. Because if like you're working with somebody and they call this number, do you want them to even go that's like a whole different workflow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm also thinking, what do we do about the fact that, that number is our main business line is already set up, through a VoIP provider, and it's not connected to Go High Level in any way. Like, what do you do about that? Do you have to set up like a forward from one of your auto attendant selections, or what do you do?
We can forward the number, so you can forward calls into it. You could transfer that number into GHL, but that is tough. It's just time consuming and annoying. So you guys have a current VIOP number. Either we'll say like call forward. That'll probably be the best, just to call forward that number into this system.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that over there somewhere. Okay, so that brings me back to the top here, because we have a general phone number on website, and this is actually going to need to be branched out because we have 2 points here. We have, does client not exist? Is this a new contact? And then the other one is this an existing contact? Is this a assigned contact? Assigned contact. Because if it's signed, it should only ring the assigned user, your assigned buyer. Shouldn't it go down this other workflow? We could implement maybe like similar things, but it's a different workflow.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, where were we? We were trying to figure out how to acknowledge the seller in an SMS. Hey, do you guys have any idea on like wording to use for that? So if they go, they call the number, no, your buyer doesn't pick up. Either the seller gives partial information or doesn't give any information. We still have their phone number on file, but we need to be like, hey, sorry, we couldn't get to your call. It's Trigo, something like that. Like, any ideas on words you want to use about that?
Yeah, I mean, hey, seller, it's buyer. Sorry, we couldn't connect.
So is it assigning? So basically, is it going to be assigning out to a specific, or specific buyers if they call in?
We could do that because right now that's not in the sequence. There's no assigning the buyer.
I thought,
On the other side, it was. On the web form, it was.
yeah, because it was round robin.
So,
Okay.
where did that happen here?
Yeah, I was just curious because, yeah, because I mean, you can either make it general or you can make it, specific. So like general, we don't assign a buyer, but specific, we assign a buyer. So my thinking is that you'd probably just round robin it.
Yes. So, all right. Got a bunch of things happening here. Can we keep track of them all? Let's just add another one in here. Round robin buyers.
I guess, are we talking about round robin assignment or round robin ringing?
Round robin assignment of buyer. Good point. So what does this up here say?
That was, I think, round robin.
Signed. But did we also have, so opportunity created, new lead status, round robin assigned.
I think that was effectively ringing all buyers, but maybe we change it to. Well, no, because at that point, if it's going to ring everybody, you'd want it, whoever picks up and has the conversation would take the assignment.
So this is a web submission. So somebody fills out the web form, opportunity is created. Then it's just round robin assigned at that point. So it's assigned to just one person here. Should we not assign anything right now until after the form, like if this form submitted, the first thing should be ring all.
Yeah, so I thought
the call connect. Doesn't, no, I think we just round robin to this one. Bring the buyer, press 1. Yeah, so this was just call connect here. Okay, so that's the case. Opportunity, I'm trying to think how we do this. So
it's just a ring all at that point, right? And
ring all. So the opportunity is created, it goes ring all. Then the buyer will pick up. See how this gets confusing quick. Submit the form, opportunity created, ring all. Then we have buyer and seller. I'm not sure why we split that apart quite yet. But the buyer, so we'll just say like assigned buyer, because that leaves a gap in our workflow too, because there is another chance that no one picks up.
yes, which is really handled down there where buyer cannot connect call. So round robins, all the buyers are getting, nobody picks up. Or one of them picks up and it says it does the call connect thing. So I think our workflow is right. We just needed to clarify that it's ringing all. And then
Ring
that
all.
down to press 1.
Press 1 to connect. Okay. Yeah, I think that you're right. It does make sense. Ring the buyer.
So I would remove the 2 between ring all and press 1, right?
Both of these you're thinking?
I think so. It rings all. Somebody picks up, and
Buyer connects call.
they either accept the call connect or they don't. And if they don't, then it goes into the buyer connect call.
I think you're right. So assigned buyer, we could definitely remove that one. And then ring the buyer if they pick up. And if they pick up, okay, so yeah. Then so we can probably just move this down. Ring all, press 1 to connect. Buyer cannot connect call. Okay, yeah, so here's our buyer cannot connect call. So this is like if no one answers. We
And
never
that's why
got to that.
that text message you deleted earlier was actually supposed to be connected to.
Oh, it was? That I thought we had that in another place.
We might. It might be that text message at the very top of your screen right now. Right. Yeah. Let me jump in there. This.
Oh, is that why we had it duplicated over there? Because it is kind of the same message?
Yeah. So I think it was like connect these 2 maybe, or.
Oh, I guess you're right. We could just connect them, right? So if no one connects, hey, it's buyer. So here, will the seller have been assigned a buyer yet? I don't think so. So we're gonna have to put a step in between for round robin assign buyer, because if no one picked up, then no one's going to be assigned to that one yet. Then somebody's been assigned to this new seller. So then round robin assigned to buyer for seller. And then we can connect to, because then it'll say, hey, seller, it's buyer. And we'll be able to tell who the buyer is for this because they've been assigned.
Yep. And I think we can remove up in the top left of your screen, if you scroll up, I think we can remove that seller and round robin assigned lead at that point. I have no idea what seller's there.
Me neither. Until we figure out why we put it there. Okay. Then I have this random one. Even if a seller books a call, buyers should still call ASAP. That is definitely important. That has a reason. I guess that would go here. So we send them that text, and then we find the seller booked a call. We should still have that task. Maybe just connect it here. Okay. So they get the SMS. The seller books a call through the calendar. Then we're saying if that happens, we should still create the task for the buyer to call ASAP.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't say wait an hour. We should just do buyer calls ASAP. So we'll put that down here. Okay. Now, over on this one, you guys have time to run 10 minutes over?
I will do it.
Cool. Okay. So, back to the phone situation. General phone number. All right, let's just start at the top. General phone number. Somebody calls. General phone number on website. The seller calls in. Is this a new contact? Is this an assigned contact? We're just going to stick with, is this a new contact? If it's a new contact, it's going to ring all users. If the buyer answers, it's going to go into that pipeline stage workflow thing you guys put in there. Deal with that later. If no buyers answer, then we have the AI. This makes me think we should add AI to the other side too, if you want. Like, we're getting like really in depth here, which is good. But we're just uncovering more and more like finished product type of things, and that may change over time. So we could also add this back in the web form submission. Go ahead.
So form gets submitted. It's ringing all the buyers to do a call connect, but no buyers can connect. That would then propose that the AI is now calling out to schedule an appointment.
Or yes, you could do that. You could have a call out, which is a thing. We could also have conversation AI, have that start that conversation where we have like SMS, hey, it's buyer, and we could have it collect that like same sort of information from it as well. We can get wild and crazy with it. That's, I don't know where to stop sometimes.
So you're saying conversation AI for messaging, not for calling, because through this pipeline, it's basically assumed that our buyers are the ones connecting with them on the phone. Otherwise, it's the seller that's not answering.
Yeah, I mean, also like the employee AI, the voice AI can be used. Actually, can it dial out now? I think I know they were releasing it. GHL voice AI dial out, because I know if they were talking about doing the dial out for the voice AI.
I'm really not advocating for putting that in there.
Okay, cool.
I would not personally add that in there right now. Maybe for messaging.
Right. Okay. So we could do conversation AI for that SMS, like, hey, sorry, it's buyer. Thanks for sending us a text message. We could put that in there. So I'll just make a note in there. We won't go crazy building that one out. Just to collect some more information. Okay, so we got that over there. Now back over here. Okay, I'm back on the phone call situation. No buyers answer. AI answers if no one else does. Got it. Then the wording is, I guess this is a text message. I know this is not. This is
AI is saying on the call.
So that's conversation AI. Still got a random SMS over there. AI answers. There's the conversation we're trying to get it to have.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have appointment not scheduled and appointment scheduled. What's this?
We just got random text messages floating all over.
We do. Are they the same? We got your request for an offer on your oil rights. Hey, it's buyer. Yes, they are. Okay. Conversation AI does its thing. Appointment not scheduled, appointment scheduled. Then we have, if appointment scheduled, they get the follow-up sequence. Appointment not scheduled, this is where we were trying to connect it back to the other sequence.
Yes.
And we did want to send them an SMS as well. Just to like acknowledge them. Round robin assignment of buyers. Okay, so that still makes sense. And then the SMS would be, hey, seller, it's buyer. Sorry, we couldn't connect. We got your request. Okay, that's still pretty good, this SMS, right? Like,
well, no, I would change that out because all they've done is call in. They haven't filled out a web form. So, hey, seller, it's buyer. Sorry, we couldn't connect.
we got your call.
We'll reach back out to you as soon as possible, or if you want to book a call.
So we can connect. Okay. This is buyer because I'll be assigned the buyer. If you want to book a call, here's the
buyer.
What's that?
It's kind of already said that at the top. Hey, seller, it's buyer.
Oh, yeah.
From Trigo. Sorry, we couldn't connect. We'll call you back shortly, or if you want to book a call, here's the calendar link.
Hey, seller, it's buyer from Trigo, by the way. Sorry, we couldn't connect. If you want to book a call, here's the calendar link, or I'll give you a call later. Sound good for version 1?
Yep.
Cool. Now we should be able to connect this over. Somewhere.
Create task.
If you see it, you can connect it before I get to it.
It's just to the left of Chris's cursor right now.
Create task for assigned buyer. Okay, got it.
Yep.
There we go. Okay, and then that'll go through the follow-up sequence day 1 through day 13. Cool. And what do we got here? Another SMS, goodbye. Any thoughts, concerns, ideas on either of those two so far?
No, not yet.
Let's just go with this other one here. Is this an assigned contact? So somebody calls the general phone number. Is this an assigned contact? It's going to ring assigned buyer. And then
Think
we got it.
Buyer answers, and it goes over to our deal flow stages. That's the worst.
Buyer answers, deal flow. What was that?
I said it's the worst when those lines jump around. They won't get right where you want them.
I know. And then buyer doesn't answer. Buyer does not answer. How do you want to handle that? Because this is like the seller already has rapport, assumingly at this point, with the buyer.
My thought is just a simple text message to acknowledge the call and a task to call them back. I mean, I don't I don't know at that point that we want to enter into a whole follow-up sequence. Like,
I agree. These are like high priority callbacks. I guess they're all kind of high priority, except for daylight. Well, if somebody calls, that's all high priority. So all missed callbacks are super high priority, whether they're an assigned contact or not an assigned contact. They'd all be assigned at this point. They're like a client or a lead, I guess. So all missed calls, whether they're a client or a lead, are super high priority.
yeah.
All right. What else we got? Warm leads, brokers, referrals. Gonna arrange this a little bit. Try to do it anyways. Not worth it. Oops. There. Now we can see a little bit better. Okay. Cool. What do you guys want to work on next? We've got web submission, general phone call, brokers, referrals. What else we got?
So we're going to have callers dialing into our buyer specific numbers based on our direct mail. Okay, so our direct mail, as we currently structure it, has like Casey. He's one of our buyers. It's personalized. So letters go out with Casey's name on them and Casey's direct line.
So this is what we're going to talk about, direct mail now, right?
Yes. As an aside, brokers and referrals will be those are typically coming in by email. And that's pretty much going to be setting a task for the buyer to reach out in a very simple initial follow-up sequence. So basically, email comes in, set a task for the buyer to follow up on that email.
When they're submitting deals, are they like, are they just like, hey, we've got something for you? Or are they actually like, what are they submitting?
The majority of the time, they already have it under contract. I guess for the brokers, they've already got a deal under contract that they want to assign to us.
Got it. So like it's already on the market? Or like they just have a listing agreement? Is that still like the same
No, like they have a
Still in the
contract to
same-
purchase in place. Like brokers are typically going to have a contract to purchase in place. They're going to email us the details and say, "Hey, we got this. Do you want it?" And
Oh, so is this when you're using broker, you're not meaning like real
Sorry.
estate agent, right?
correct. I'm not.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, understood. Bridging the gap here.
yeah. Sorry, I forget we use the terms differently in this space. Think of a wholesaler.
Got it. Got it. So they don't call them wholesalers. They're actually like, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I don't really use that term.
Are the brokers like licensed or anything, or are they just like random people like wholesalers would be?
I mean, a lot of them happen to be actual real estate brokers as well, but we're just talking about brokers in terms of companies that are brokering a deal in terms of they're going out and getting that deal under contract and then bringing it to us to purchase.
Got it. Okay. Understood.
So,
Okay. So same sort of like wholesale.
yes, you can call them wholesalers for your purposes.
Okay. No, I like to use your words. I want to make sure that I understand exactly what your words mean.
Yeah.
So with that, let me ask you this. Do you think that they would fill out a form? Were they super lazy like everybody else is and they don't do forms? They're like, I just want to send an email.
They're going to send an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to be missing half the information you need anyways.
Yeah.
Super annoying.
It just depends. I mean, it just depends. Depends on the group.
Okay, but we could, and it's probably a good practice anyways, because all of the like information that you guys need about a deal, there are going to be custom fields anyways. So we could have a form on the website somewhere, and you could be like, hey guys, we have this cool new form to use. It really helps us out a lot. And maybe they'll use it, maybe they won't. If they use it, it'll be really helpful because it'll just take out all that like back and forth middle work. And if they don't, you're used to that anyways.
I don't see a world in which they're not emailing us deals. Some of them may be happy to use the form, but they're going to be some they're like, they're just not going to do it.
Okay, we'll put it there. They probably won't use it, and we're going to put it there because we've already built it. It'll take an extra 10 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
But most people won't use it. Maybe somebody will if you're lucky. Got it. Understood. Okay, so brokers, email, task for follow up on the email, and then that will go back to that sheet that you put in, right? The pipeline stages, or it's not pipeline stages, this thing.
Yeah.
Feel like come on. All right, and is that the same for referrals?
Yeah.
How do the referrals happen? Just through email again?
Well,
You just get an introductory referral?
if it's not through an email, then it's going to happen on a phone call with one of our buyers, and they'll just create the opportunity.
Okay, so we'll build that out. So referral could either be an email intro, or it could be a phone call. Oops, what is this? Phone call or SMS intro. Suppose that could happen too. And then create opportunity. I guess that goes back up into that pipeline stage, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could probably just delete that and do that. What else?
Yeah, so we'll need to handle the rest of the calls from our direct mail marketing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need to connect our cold
here it
calling
is.
efforts, which are in pink, I think.
Oh, you said cold calling's in pink?
Isn't it over there? I think that's what that.
Oh, the colors. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got a cool start button.
I think as it went down, we got to cold calling. I can't remember. So we'll just have to handle those two workflows like as lead sources. And then after that,
this is cold calling.
And then after that, we'll want some follow-up sequences based on that deal pipeline stage, each, the different deal pipeline stages. So
this white section will kind of like break out what this looks like.
yeah, whether we've got them under contract, then we want to follow up sequence them there, or yeah. I think some of those, like, we'll be able to batch them. Several pipeline stages are going to have kind of the same sequencing going on, but
all right, so the next thing we're going to do is we'll work on mailers.
direct mail leads, cold call leads.
We have pipeline stages.
I guess cold call leads, once answered, they're going right back into the pipeline stages as well. So
Yeah. And then like the underwriting, we got to figure out how to get the information from the custom fields into however you guys underwrite stuff. Underwriting workflow. Do you guys use like Excel or something currently?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to figure out how that works exactly. Pipeline stages probably is going to cover documents and signatures and all that good fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've currently got all that set up, and I think we use DocuPilot, I think DocuSign, but obviously we can move all that into Go High Level. So we've already got our forms. It'll just be porting them over and matching up the custom fields.
Sweet. Yeah, that's something, Chris, you're here. I don't know if you're listening, but that's something we'll be able to teach you pretty quickly how to do that. So, oh, I see you moving. That means you're here. Cool. Okay. Sweet. We were supposed to end. What time was that? 10:50, and we're a good 20 minutes over. So I covered the time that I missed and then some. Again, I apologize for being late.
All good.
When is our next? When do you want to do our next session?
How about and try Monday at, let's see, you're 1 or 2 hours behind us. I can't remember. You're 1 hour behind us.
It's 11:10.
Okay.
So what's that? 1 hour? No. Yeah. 1 hour.
I was
You're,
gonna,
you're, are you Central Time?
yeah, barely.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kentucky. You're in Kentucky, right?
I'm like 30 minutes away from the Eastern time zone.
Okay, it's like yeah, that's you must be close to that line. All right.
So I was gonna suggest 1 p.m. Central on Monday, but I don't know if that would work for you.
I have a call 1 p.m. Central and 1 p.m. Central.
That's
That may
time.
work. That may work. Yeah, that's because that'll be noon, right?
Yep.
That'll work. So let's see. Let's add. We're in the right person. Add an appointment. Come on, internet. You can do it. So I do it from my phone. Here we go. Custom. That will be the 8th.
Yes.
We said noon. And that's 1 p.m. your time to 1:50 your time, right?
Yep.
You're good with that, December 8th. Let's add, just type in Trigo. There we go. Ah,
Mike was the other one. Michael.
yeah, I clicked it, but I guess I didn't do something right. Michael, Chris.
Yep.
Michael, Chris, you guys. Okay. Sweet. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys then.
You too.
See you. Peace.
Yeah.